I'm Matt from vHub. And if you're in the heavy duty trucking industry, you want to do more, move more freight, perform more services, or sell more trucks, whatever the business that you're in. And if we're talking about selling more trucks, there are few people better than my very special guest, Greg Frary. Greg serves as Chief Experience Officer for TruckTractorTrailer.com, a leading platform for buying and selling commercial used equipment. Greg's a former SVP of Travel Centers of America Truck Service Division. He's also a great friend of mine. But before we talk to Greg, check this out. Greg, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Matthew. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's exciting, man. We've been friends a long time, and it's awesome to have you on the program talking to you about your background. So first off, tell me, how did you get into the heavy duty trucking industry?
Well, at 16 years of age, my mother worked as an accountant for a major truck stop chain in the city or the town where I lived. She came home one day, and my friend and I were there, and we'd been looking for work and hadn't found any. And she said, "Listen, two guys quit today," and we jumped in his car and ran out there, and we were hired that day to work there, and the rest has just been history.
So to tell me, so you started off in the how'd you get into the maintenance space in transportation?
Well, I worked through a lot of positions with that particular company, TA, as a matter of fact. And I started out pumping fuel on the fuel islands, which isn't even a job anymore. You've been around a long time, right? And it isn't even a job anymore. And then so at times the shop would get busy, right? And so I would go in and bust tires or do oil changes, which back in the day those were easy, not so much anymore. And then I transitioned off the line to be a partsman, or a TSA as it's called today. Arranging work, scheduling work, pulling parts, and all the jobs it's a very difficult job. Still is today, very difficult job. And then from there, I just worked into to management, and then into the shop management, and it just went on and on. And 23 different positions at that company in 41 years. So
that's incredible.
Well-rounded.
What year did you start with TA?
The first time was in 78. I quit for a short period of time, and then in 79, I joined to stay.
So you were in that space. Like, so my dad started with Roadway in 76. So you were in the same world of before deregulation, how you manage maintenance in those times. It's incredible. So few people realize just how intensive everything was to track spend and all the KPIs. Yeah. It's madness. How has it changed in the last 40 years? Like, has it been just night and day difference?
Yeah, it's completely night and day. All the tools are there today for anyone who operates a truck, and that's from a mega fleet down to an owner operator, to track every aspect of maintenance on their truck, the performance, the miles per gallon, miles between oil changes, maintenance reminders popping up in the truck that say this or this, and all the codes that a lot of us resent codes being thrown at us while we're in our vehicles, but they're important and they should be paid attention to. But they let us know and let drivers know, can something go? Can we let this truck ride for a while with this issue and get it at the next maintenance? Or do we need to stop right now and get it fixed because it's a critical error? Yeah.
What I love about that is what we've seen. I think one of the trends is fleets becoming leaner and really defleeting, having less equipment. I talked to my dad before, and he said when he was with Roadway, the ratio for trucks to trailers was like one piece of power to 7, 8, or 9 trailers, because you didn't know where they were. But it seems that as time's gone on, fleets don't need as many things. So this kind of dovetails into my other question about what your current role is with TruckTractorTrailer. I know we call it TTT, which is an online platform for selling used equipment and buying equipment. So tell me, what are the problems that TTT solves today?
Well, we try to take it's a very buying and selling commercial vehicles is a very fragmented process in today's world. And so what we try to do for both the buyer and the seller is to take the friction out of the process and allow one smooth flow of information from one to the other and back, so that a truck, tractor, or trailer can be purchased online with confidence that it's a quality vehicle, and that it has all the inspections that the buyer or seller wants it to have, and that the buyer can believe that online buying of equipment is a good way to go. Having a buyer think that they have to look at a piece of equipment to make sure they're getting a good truck or a tractor or trailer is the thing of the past, right? They can be confident they can buy and this has happened, they can be happy that they can buy a tractor from a dealer in Pennsylvania and have it delivered to their front door in Southern California, and it will be exactly the same truck they thought it was.
That's a great point. I mean, building trust in these digital platforms is the name of the game. And what I've learned from looking through your website, understanding the business, is it's a kind of a concierge style platform. So at one level, it seems to be a self-serve model, but at another level, there's a pathway for an asset owner like a fleet to have really substantial control over that overall, experience. So today we're talking on the vHub side about adding commercial assets to the platform, and that got me thinking more about like managing and of the buying and selling of assets at scale. How important is asset disposal for trucking companies?
Well, it's extremely important for any business. As soon as an asset becomes non-productive, then it becomes a financial burden to the institution. In this case, we're talking about trucking companies. So speed of liquidation is very, very important. And at the same time, you want to balance that with, if I move too fast and go with, let's say, wholesaling or auction, maybe I miss out on the true value of the truck because I didn't want to wait a couple of months to list it retail with somebody like TruckTractorTrailer and get the full value out of that piece of equipment. So, yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, it just makes sense that with the shortage of equipment, I use trailers as an example. So in 2020, as an industry, we made 111,000 fewer trailers than 2019.
Yes.
And in terms of finding assets when you need them, having a platform like TTT brings somebody the ability to find an inventory, see the price, make an offer, negotiate a contract, and ultimately get, as you kind of mentioned, the asset that they expected they were going to get.
Yeah, and make sure that the vehicle's roadworthy all at the same time by getting all the proper inspections that are available for that piece of equipment. Yeah.
As a maintenance guy as well, absolutely. I want to know that. I want to know the DOT, and I'd like to know when the last time it was on the road. Those are two important things that I would like to know. Now, I'm getting some feedback from my team. I need to move to our sponsor for today. So just give me a moment. I'm going to talk about today's sponsor, which I'm really excited about. So we've been looking at finding partners in our platform for talking about new products that are on the market. Today, we're talking about a sponsor is one of the oldest sponsors we've had. And this program is brought to you by the sun. Whether you're growing a garden or growing a business, the sun is only an average of 92 million miles away. Some people call that distance an astronomical unit. With nearly 4.6 billion years in continuous operation, the sun releases energy at a mass energy conversion rate of 4.26 million metric tons per second, which produces the equivalent of 384.6 septillion watts. Now, the sun is more than a leading provider of energy in our solar system. It's also pretty hot. Try sunlight today, and please do not stare directly at the sun, and always wear sunscreen. Now, Greg, I'm a big fan of the sun. Have you had a chance to get some sun this week?
Actually, I have in the afternoons, and it's been phenomenal. Yes, love it.
See, everyone loves it. I have yet to find somebody who's like, I could do without it. That's my experience. Now, obviously, you have a ton of knowledge in the heavy duty equipment. And I saw recently that you guys are offering a test drive. Can you tell me more what that test drive is for TTT?
Sure. It's we're the new kid on the block, competing with some older, some legacy methods and ways of marketing used trucks for sale. So for 90 days, if you call our contact center and use that code, you can list as many trucks as you want for absolutely no money. And if we sell a truck for you via our site, then there's a small seller fee. But beyond that, it's pretty clean and pretty inexpensive. Actually, Matthew, extremely inexpensive way to sell a truck. It's cheaper than auction. It's cheaper than the traditional ways that people are selling them today. It's incredibly and crazy to take advantage of this offer.
You know what I love about that. So I was a dealer in a past life. I was a dealer for Tyco Pro Spotters, and selling commercial vehicles is always a challenge. But what I really admire and appreciate about the test drive is it takes the barrier away to trying something new, and it aligns for your customers the value proposition of that transaction. I think that this is an amazing opportunity. I urge any of my people who are following us online and watching the podcast or webcast to take a look at this. It sounds awesome. Now, you also mentioned with me previously about a new partnership that you guys have with Innovative Leasing Services. Tell me more about that business and how has that accelerated your own business?
Innovative Leasing Services is a family-run leasing and financing service, primarily suited for the owner operator or small fleet businesses, and actually have a specialized program for people who want to get into the industry today and get their first tractor, which is extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult to get credit if you're that person. But at Innovative, they don't they only auto approve credit applications. They don't auto reject. So if you supply information on a credit application and it normally would be rejected by others, Innovative pulls it offline and massages it and begins looking at other things that might help you qualify through them. So they really work with customers to make sure that every stone has been unturned in terms of finding a way. That's how I would describe them. They find a way to get financing for our customers. Yeah.
That's outstanding. I'm going to throw some numbers out there. So I think last I looked, it's about 35 states. The most common profession is truck driver. And in the US, we have over 200,000 carriers, and 90% of those carriers are 6 trucks and fewer. So the story of trucking in America, the story of transportation, is about small businesses delivering the things that we need every single day. So the fact that you have partnered with a company that is in the business of making it possible for someone to earn a living in this space, that's phenomenal. So let's jump to the next thing, Greg. Let's say I'm a fleet. Let's say I wanted to learn more about TTT and what you can do for my organization. Where do I go to learn more?
We are available literally everywhere. We can be found on Facebook and Twitter, and certainly Instagram, and also LinkedIn. We're very big on LinkedIn. We have a very nice presence and page on LinkedIn. Our site, TruckTractorTrailer.com. We provide contact center information, and also we allow for live questions and to submit questions through our portal. So we're very hard to miss.
Yeah. Now, Greg, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to share your insights with me today. If people want to learn more about you and what you're up to, where can they find you?
The best place is LinkedIn. You can contact me either through the LinkedIn portal. Also, my phone number and my email address are current within LinkedIn in my profile, and my cell phone is 330-636-0816, and I try to catch every call that comes in. So don't be afraid to ring me up personally with a question, or if you're looking for a truck that you can't find, not only on our site but on any site. That's something that we do for our customers as well, is go find a truck that they can't find. So,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I can't thank you enough. Now, we're at vHub are solving problems every single day to make asset sharing easier. Whether you rent, lease, or own, see how vHub can help you streamline your business. Download our app or find out more at vhubapp.com. Greg, it is a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you so much, my friend.
thank you, Matthew. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take care.